Video 2, The Priest and the Missionary. In this video, we will follow Francis de Sales' experiences in the areas of Loreto, Geneva, the Chablais, and Turin. Chapter 3, A Priesthood Dearly Acquired. Having completed his doctoral studies at the University of Padua, Francis returned to Savoy. Historians are not in agreement on his itinerary. Based on Francis' own account, found in an aside in his manuscript of law notes from Padua, he, Deage, and his brother Gallois set out first for Venice. There they would set sail in a southern direction for Ancona to fulfill Francis' promise, made during a severe illness at Padua, to visit the Holy House at nearby Loreto. The Piazza of the Madonna. Tradition has it that the stones of the house of the Holy Family of Nazareth were transported to this spot and reconstructed. It is possible that the stones were transported from the Holy Land by crusaders. The house is protected in the interior of this church. It is even today a popular pilgrimage spot. The building's exterior is of Italian Renaissance architecture. This shrine is dedicated to Mary. Among many frescoes found here is the one of the Visitation of Mary to her cousin Elizabeth. At the far end of the church is the marble screen protecting the house. The lower bricks of the side walls are believed to have come from the house of the Holy Family. Francis said that the three of them poured out their hearts to God and his mother in the very room where they dwelt. From Francis' account, the lawlessness of the area did not permit them to continue on to Rome by horseback as they had hoped. The trio was obliged to take the same boat back to Venice, and eventually they went back to Savoy. His father and mother received him with great joy in their home on the Lake of Annecy. La Tuile was a modest dwelling with a view of the mountains. The remains of the house can be seen today in the foreground in front of the church. The basement level has been restored. Here Francis found that his father had planned a career for him. His mother was going blind, his brothers were young, his 70-year-old father wanted Francis to marry, begin a career, and become the head of the family. Francis believed the Lord wanted another life for him. He had to convince his father that he wanted to become a priest. It helped that he was also offered the dignity of provost, a position second only to the bishop. In the cathedral, Francis was ordained to the minor orders and the priesthood. Here he worked to perform his duties as a priest. As a young provost, he had to deal with the older canons of the cathedral. Their most important priority was to retake their cathedral in Geneva, pictured here, which had been lost to the Calvinists. They wanted to attack the city walls of Geneva. Francis rallied the canons, but indicated that they should attack the walls of Geneva in a different way. He said, "We must bring down the walls of Geneva with charity and prayer." On the 12th of December, 1602, the walls of Geneva were attacked by the military, not the cannons, but without success. This plaque near the cathedral in Geneva commemorates the defense of the city. On the Reformation monument nearby, this date is affirmed as the beginning of the political and religious independence of the Reformation begun in Geneva. Chapter 4, A Missionary at Risk of His Life. In 1594, Charles Emmanuel, the Duke of Savoy, had just won back to Chablais. Bishop Granier had to find a volunteer to go there to convert the people back to Catholicism. Francis stood up. "My Lord, if you judge me capable, I am ready." Remains of the properties in the Chablais can still be seen today. His cousin, Canon Louis de Sales, set out with him on Wednesday,